Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at BitcoinCash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of your video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, we are on TradingView at the minute, and you can see that we have capitulated over here, and we had this crazy scam wick. Some of my followers were saying that they had buy orders set at some of these low prices, but they weren't filled. So, if you see these large wicks, it doesn't necessarily mean that you would have filled your old order if it was up at this time, right? So, because a lot of times it's just a scam wick. So, what we have right now, obviously, is we lost the support of this multi-month support trend line. And this is actually quite negative in my opinion, because we've been holding this support ever since March of 2020. And right now we lost it over here. And the bullish thing for us would obviously be to come back above it relatively quickly and back test it as support, so that this is considered as a little fake out and we're above our multi-month support trend line and everything's good basically. Now, the negative scenario would be if we start running into it as resistance and get rejected from it. That would be quite negative in my opinion, and we would just confirm that this is now our resistance level. I mean, for now, technically it is our resistance level because we lost the support level, and when a support level is lost, it is automatically turned into a resistance level. Now, what you can see right now is potentially you do have a little nice trade over here. So if you get in right now into BitcoinCash, you can see a level over here at 0.236 as a nice 12% trade over here, almost 13% trade, because this is a Fibonacci level. It acts as a level of resistance if we're below it, and we might just hit our head on it, But that is just an if, right? I'm not a financial advisor by any means. Also, you do have the 20 EMA coming back down, and it's around about the same price where the 0.236 is at the minute. So this just gives more confluence to the fact that this area over here can have a very nice resistance zone, and we might get rejected from there. And right now what we're doing is we're sitting at this swing low over here, and as you can see, we've just lost this low over here, and we printed a lower low. We printed a lower high over here. So essentially right now we're creating a downtrend, and obviously to invalidate this downtrend on BitcoinCash, what we need to do is break this high and make a higher high, right? So ideally we want to come up either to the 0.5 over here at $793, maybe get rejected from there, back test as support the previous level, and then move up, right? But if we start coming up over here, we break through our support, our multi-month support, or now turned resistance, we get rejected from the 0.382 at $668, and you get sent right back down. There's a lot of confluence with the fact that we might just print a lower low over here, right? You're printing higher lows, lower highs basically, and lower lows, which is essentially a downtrend, and that's not what you want, obviously. So ideally, like I said, when I get back above the support and hold it, and just hold it, you're going to be in this nice rising triangle or ascending triangle over here, and you're going to break out of it, and you get to the 0.5 on the fib. That is like the ideal thing I want to see play out. Obviously, right now, getting into the project is still pretty good, because you can see that we were in the oversold over here, and we're just starting to get out of this oversold position. And as you all know, once you're in the oversold, that is the best time to start dollar cost averaging into your projects, because when the RSI is below the index of 30 and out of this purple box over here, that means the asset is oversold, right? And that's when you should start coming in. So really, you still have a lot of time to get into this project. We may see a little relief rally after a capitulation like this. Like I said, get rejected from the 0.236 and then come back to a lower level of support. That's what I'm looking at anyway. Now, if we jump into the RSI once again real quick, I do want to show you this horizontal resistance. and this is something that I need to see broken, right? And we may potentially see another bounce off of this area, right? You may potentially see a bounce off of this resistance over here, and we may get rejected and sent back down. So if this happens, you might want to sell some Bitcoin Cash at this point, right? Would I do that myself? No, and I wouldn't recommend it necessarily, because you don't want to be selling anything when the asset is almost at the oversold. So if you see yourself get rejected from here and you get sent back down into the oversold, just dollar cost average once you're in this oversold position. Because I am saying that I still do think that we may potentially have another little flash crash in December, because people are going to start taking profits from their crypto and cashing out and paying off their taxes, basically. So if you see a bounce off of this area, just wait for a little pullback down, right? But the pullback might not even take you to the oversold straight away, right? So it may just take you down quite a bit and then you break through, right? That's why I wouldn't recommend selling anything right now. Now is the time to be dollar cost averaging. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I would do. So we are above this resistance level that we had over here, this white trend line that you can see over here. So we lost it over here for a couple of days. Now we broke above it. We're kind of back testing it as support, and hopefully this will be our nice support line. And we just want to get through the 0.236 and above the multi-month support trend line. Now, zooming out, I do think we're going to, get to our targets over here at $4,000 at the 1.618 on the Fibonacci, because we will be in that target after we break through this swing high over here at $1,647, okay? And you can see that we printed a lower low over here, but I'm not going to be changing up my fib because of that, because this is a huge scam wick, and I'm just going to ignore it because the levels do play out very nicely on this fib. You can see how we get rejected from our Fibonacci levels. If I just switch that out, it doesn't look that good, right? And obviously it's not because of the looks, but it's just that this is a huge scam wick and it really has no effect. Really, this is your low over here, right? Not this. So yeah, now let's jump into Binance. Now jumping into the 4-hourly chart, I did give you this Fibonacci retracement to the downside with the targets towards the downside, as you can see. And we did have this horizontal resistance. We didn't even get rejected the third time from it. We just capitulated down, and you basically got to the 1.618 over here. And the 1.618 is usually your target on the fib once you start losing the first fib level, right? Or once you start breaking it if it's to the upside, but in this case, we have our fib to the downside. And as you can see, you perfectly went back down to this level. Now we're back testing this 1.414 and hitting our head on the 1.272. And yeah, this is looking good right now for Bitcoin Cash. If we jump into the 4-hourly chart over here, you can see that we have been printing a hidden bullish divergence, where you can see the RSI has been printing higher highs and higher lows in this instance. But if we take a trend line and draw the same on the price action, you can see that we've been printing lower lows. So a divergence there, and this, as you can see, after this divergence, you do have a spike in the price, and you do have a nice move to the upside from this low, around about 13-14% move, which is nice. And if you spotted this, you could have entered around about over here when you were in the oversold, as you can see, and you would have had a nice appreciation. So a nice little trade for you. And if we take a look at the stochastic on the 4-hourly, we're in the oversold right now. So yeah, we had quite a bit of a move over here. And right now we're just holding the 20 EMA as support. Hopefully we can do that. And hopefully we can just hold it as support. If we have any more capitulation events, I would start looking at $436 and $385 as a nice, level of support. Now, if we jump into the daily chart over here, and remove the drawings, you can see that we are a bit overextended from the 20 EMA on the daily chart. So you potentially can see a little bounce of resistance from the daily 20 EMA, that's 14%. Or if you're a bit more patient, then you can wait for a bounce off the 55 EMA, which is a 21% trade. So ideally, we want to get above the EMAs, but you can see that we're getting a bit overextended from them. So as you can see over here, you got overextended to the upside from the EMAs. You came back to them. Here, you're getting overextended to the downside, and you're going to come back up to them. So think of the EMAs as magnets, right? And they pull the price towards them. That's an easy way to think about the EMAs. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If I missed out anything on the chart, please let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there, and we do have a Discord server and a Telegram chat as well, where you can request technical analysis and get updated with constant crypto news as well. We do have a Patreon. Check that out. All the links are in the description. Thank you for watching. Guys, make sure to check out ExpressVPN as well. They do have a very nice deal for you right now where you can get 3 extra months for free. So you can claim this exclusive deal by going into the description and clicking on the link below. So this is, in my opinion, the best VPN that we have over here. And VPN is a tool that you can use to cover your IP address, and you can change your IP address and location basically with this VPN. And what this means is, for example, if you're in the United States, you can download the VPN and change your IP address to a Japanese IP address, for example. And this way, your local network providers won't be able to scan through your data and see what you're doing. Which is, very good and very important, because I do think we need privacy. And at this point, with all the apps that we have, privacy isn't really a thing right now. But this VPN is a very nice way to kind of combat that. And obviously, censorship with all the streaming services that we have. If you want to access some content that's not available in the US, a VPN is your best friend. Also, 30 days risk-free, so you can get your money back if you're not satisfied with the product. And especially for us in the crypto space, I think it's very important to keep our data safe. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check them out. All the links are in the description. Obviously, if you use the links, it will help me out a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye and good night.